And here we are with block 5, Tiptoe Through the Tulips. This is my block with the cowboy boot and the wooden tulips for the love of all things Dutch. So with this one, you can see there's not too much on the boot, but there is those feathers type patterns which are meant to look like the leather tooling that's classically on a boot. So by curving that across this way, it helps give the feeling of the boot being rounded. Same here, it gives the feeling of the roundness of that heel. And then here we've only got half the pattern because of course it's on the other half of the boot. We've got some centre veins on the leaves, 3 different treatments of the tulips, and then I've got 2 different kinds of spirals in the background. This is abstract spirals and these more rounded curvaceous spirals. But this is where it becomes a little bit tricky, and that we still have to use that ditch to make it look like those spirals are behind the tulips. Hence I have sometimes half a spiral which is interrupted by the tulip because I want that to look like it's the wallpaper or the wall behind the object of interest. When there's only a skinny bit, way too hard to actually do a spiral. We just do the same parallel lines and just basically fake it all the way through there. Okay, these spirals are the same way that we create the spiral, making a number 6, but we're doing these with straight line segments and pausing at each of those intersections. And literally when I do that with my texter, with my pen here, you can see I get that little dot because my pen has paused. Well, we are going to pause with the sewing machine only for a split second, but in that split second the needle goes down 2 or 3 or 4 times and will give you an actual sharp change of direction that we want for this design. But when we're doing our curvy spirals, the only pause we're going to have is right in there. You want to keep that flow of the spiral going. So I might start with the feathers. So this is where again I'm going to use my chalk. I'm going to draw on that center line there and give myself a shape to work into. Maybe even some angle to remind myself. And through here. Again, this is where you could get that paper pattern with the colour chart and practice with pencil. Or photocopy it 3 times and practice, okay? And if you don't want to do this pattern, you do whatever you like on this one. I'd love to see some variety. Cowboy boots have many different variety of patterns. Bring up that bottom thread. So you can see that's quite important there to pretend that pattern continues underneath the leaf, even if you had to draw that on there initially, so that you could help yourself pretend that that went underneath there. Now I go back in and give it a second row of stitching once I get rid of those annoying threads. So this is the abstract spirals, and with this one I'm going to now continue around the edge, echoing until I see an open space to do my next 6, because all spirals are based on a 6. Now sometimes that 6 faces forward or backwards, it doesn't really matter, but it's that concept of going around a shape and in towards the middle, which is the basis of a 6. A 6 goes around the outside of a circular shape and then it tucks back into the middle. So the same theory, but with this one we're keeping that width about the same, and they're all angular lines with that little pause at each corner. And there we go. I hope you've managed to tiptoe through the tulips with this block. Please don't forget to post your images of what you're up to, and we can share and laugh and learn and hopefully together. But there's going to be some great variations and I can't wait to see them. Yeah, excellent work. Tiptoe through the tulips.